The ground trembled, the sky flickered, and in an instant, one glance set the whole world ablaze. But what really happened the day Shiva's third eye opened by itself? And who could possibly survive such a fury? If you've ever wondered about the fine line between creation and destruction, today's story will challenge everything you think you know. Dive in as we unravel a legend where the gods themselves grew fearful and destiny teetered on the edge of a single fiery glance. Make sure to subscribe. It's not every day you get to witness the wrath and wisdom of Shiva's third eye. Hit the bell so you never miss another story that might just change how you see the world. It was a place unchanged for 1,000 years. Deep within the Himalayas, peaks kissed by soft snow and forests, breathing the hush of untouched earth, Shiva sat in silence. His closed eyelids did not twitch, not even at the wind's sharpest howl or the river's ceaseless chatter. There, beside the ancient flow of time, meditating beneath a silent sky, the Lord of Destruction sat utterly absorbed, a stillness that was both peace and potential. But the world below wasn't still. In heavens and on earth, a slow tension built. The gods, often meddlesome, always worried, were most anxious of all. For centuries, Shiva had withdrawn into his meditation after the loss of his beloved Sati. His penance was not ordinary silence. It was the sort that could set the cosmic scales spinning wildly if ever disturbed. Enter Kama, the god of love, his quiver full of flower-tipped arrows. The gods had a mission for him, a difficult one. Mahishasur, a demon king, threatened heaven and earth, and only Shiva had the power to defeat this tyranny. But Shiva was lost in his trance. Unless the gods thought, someone awakened his longing, his passion. Someone dared to stir the sleeping volcano. In the lush green of that tranquil valley, Kama crept closer, his heart hammering. He glanced at his wife, Rati, who waited just beyond sight, her prayers as silent as she was terrified. The air seemed to thicken, as though every leaf, every grain of sand, knew something monumental was about to break. Kama's hand trembled as he drew his arrow, the arrow that could awaken desire in even the coldest soul. For the briefest moment, he hesitated, every tale he'd heard about Shiva's anger flashing through his mind. Did the universe truly want to risk what would come next? But the suffering of the gods weighed on him, so he let the arrow fly. It hit. Shiva's eyelids fluttered. A heartbeat quaked through all creation. Within that fraction of a second, desire, the force Kama embodied, tried to spark within Shiva's being. But centuries of meditation don't fall away so easily. Shiva's peace twisted in confusion, then in anger. Thunder cracked. Clouds swelled and rolled overhead, as if the very sky braced itself for what was about to emerge. A vein pulsed on Shiva's forehead, and one, two, and suddenly, a third eye flickered open in the center of his brow. It was not flesh, not even a simple organ, but an opening, a portal of raw, unfiltered power. No one breathed. Kama stood paralyzed in the path of that gaze, his own eyes wide with shock and regret. He realized, too late, that he had not awoken a gentle god, but the force of destruction itself. The eye burned with the fire of 1,000,000 suns. It didn't simply flash. It roared, blazing into the void with a heat that shattered all illusions. In an instant, the forest glowed white-hot. Every creature fled, yet silence thundered in their ears. Kama vanished. Not burned, not even reduced to ash. He simply ceased to exist, erased as thoroughly as a word wiped from a blackboard. Rati screamed, but her voice found no echo. She was alone, grief pouring out in waves, her beloved gone not by any weapon, but simply by being seen. And then, Shiva looked around, eyes and fire in his eyes. Why? He thought, was this needed? Was love so dangerous? For all his wrath, the god felt the echo of loneliness, an emptiness the fire could not fill. Flashbacks rolled through his mind. Sati's laughter, her gentle touch, the warmth she brought into a cold universe. The flames within cooled, sadness creeping in. The gods above watched with trembling hands. They had solved one problem but created another. Love had been destroyed to wake power, and the price seemed too high. Parvati, Sati reborn and witness to it all, gently approached Shiva in the aftermath, the only one bold or loving enough to see the grief beneath his rage. In those ashes, a lesson simmered. Power woken by force will always demand a price. Kama's sacrifice, though tragic, was not forgotten. He would be reborn not with form, but as an idea, a force that could move even gods to tears and to action. As Shiva closed his third eye, the world reset. Mountains stood firm once more. The river found its ancient path. Love, that force everyone thought had perished, began to pulse again, invisible but unavoidable. Sometimes, destruction is not the end, but a beginning, painful, cleansing, and ultimately divine. So, what survives the gaze of Shiva's third eye? Not arrogance, not desire, not even the strongest body. Only truth, and sometimes a love strong enough to endure being burned down to nothing. Remember, sometimes the story ends with an explosion. Sometimes, with a kind of peace only the shaken heart truly understands. Don't miss the next video popping up right now. It's bound to open your mind even wider.